Hey, hi, I'm Mona. This is Chit Chat. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about, I finally finished this book. It took me forever because I didn't have it finished when I was on the road. And, I built my bookshelf here and everything, and I just set up my books, and I didn't go back to it. But then I noticed that I was watching a lot of the TV, and I'm like, this is just like brain numbing stuff. This is waste of brain cells. Just watching too much TV. Well, I was watching things I could learn from. I was watching Master Chef and Hell's Kitchen, and I learned some recipe stuff on there. And then I'll get on my machine right here and I will watch at the same time so I don't sit for too long. But then I was thinking, man, if I just keep watching TV all the time, it's like it's killing my brain cells. So I came up to my bookshelf and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't finish this book. So, this is called Fire in the Head, right? This is a good book. It's a good book. Any book is a good book to read, to keep your brain cells, going. You know what I mean? And so I finally finished that book, and I was thinking, I'm going to jump to the new books that I got, because I got, this is the Greater Key of Solomon, and then the Lesser Key of Solomon. I got the Ethiopian Bible. I haven't opened it yet. And, I have other Bibles and stuff, but I have other books that I've collected on the travels. I have a big empty space here because I was thinking, let me get started on the Ethiopian Bible and these two books. But then I'm like, you know what? What about this one or this one? But I had this book. This is a big fat book. I don't think that anyone has ever opened this book. It's like that new, right? I just want to see what page I got left on. This is a thick book. It's thicker than the Bible. It's thicker than almost most of the books that I have. But it's called Alchemy and Mysticism. I think I got it for $2. This is one of the books. A couple of these books I got for really cheap, for 25 cents, for $2 because it's a hardback. Some of them I got for $1 because they're softbacks. And those books that I got, I remember exactly where I got them. And the last time I went there, I didn't see anything that kind of sparked my attention. But I checked where I got these extra books from, because otherwise I would have never found them or figured them out or whatever. I got them in New Mexico when I was visiting Capitan, New Mexico. El Capitan or Capitan. Home of the Smokey Bear. Okay? There's a little library back there. And it's small. And when you go into libraries, you will see, they're selling books for $1, 25 cents, or whatever. In that place, they have a whole back room of books for sale, right? All kinds of subjects, but they have an esoteric section there, like a big one, spiritual section, right? So I always go there, and I found this book. Seriously, I think I paid $2 for it, and it's like brand new. As I thumb through it, it's like no one has ever opened this book, And then I kind of looked it up, and I'm like, whoa, the most for this book is like $38. I was like, whoa. So somebody probably bought it, or, I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's like a brand new book. And so I started looking in it yesterday. So I started reading it and I got hooked. So I'm probably not going to get to those other books right now. But this one seems like a really great book. It has pictures and everything. So I should get through it at a good, amount of time. Because books with pictures, usually, you look at the pictures. But there is a lot of stuff in here. Oh, let me show you. There is a lot of stuff in this book, but there's a lot of reading too. And they talk about religion in this book. Oh, look, my tattoos are on here. How interesting. The Four Elements. Yeah. This is going to be an interesting book. So this is the one that I'm going to read next, because it's just sitting and, I'll sit here and I'll watch these shows, and then I'll get up, I'll get on the machine, but always watching TV or stuff, it's not a good idea. You know what I mean? So for the past, I think week now, I've been just finding myself not turning on the TV until our second walk of the day. And then we get back at like by 3:00. So I don't mess with the TV all day until I have order in my life. I do certain things at certain times, and that's just how it is. It's good to have order. So this has been good for me. So I finally finished that book. Now I'm starting this book, which is really interesting. And that's how I'm doing. Because I think that's part of the problem, because when I was out on the road, I was reading a lot. So that's probably why I'm feeling this way, because it's like, dang, I need to read or something, because, the mindless phone and TikToks I don't have TikTok, but like even YouTube, they show shorts and all, that's mindless stuff. The reason why I don't use TikTok is because when I think about TikTok is a time waster, TikToking your time away. So that's why I don't have it. And I'm not interested in things that kind of burn out your brain cells, like that make you dumb. You know what I'm saying? So I read. Reading is the best thing to keep the mind going. I read maybe an hour a day or less, depending. But I do get reading in every day. And that's not a long time. But when you keep reading, it's a lot of reading. Have you ever sit down and read a book for 1 hour? Not being forced, but wanting to? Because I remember as a child, my mom used to make me read for like some amount of minutes, which is fine. I mean, my English comprehension and all that stuff is real good now. Possibly because my mom wanted me to, really... Because my mom was from Hungary, so she always had some sort of books there for me. We never had cable. We didn't have the TV, so books were something that I was supposed to deal with, which was fine. That's fine. And I never said anything about that ever in my life, but now I realize that's probably what my mom wanted me to do more than watch TV. She wanted me to read. Thanks, Mom. Now that I realize that. I've never brought that up before, so this is like something now that I realize. And also, growing up, we went to church on Sundays, but I didn't understand the language because it was in Hungarian. So I just went and I sat there and I waited until like it was over so we could go all in the back and play, because they had the jungle gym out there, and then they had the little festivities. So it was fun. I didn't know what was going on. So I really wasn't like exposed to religion. I just thought we went to church. It was a Protestant church. We went to church, and I was just waiting to play with the other kids. You know what I mean? But yeah, I wasn't really exposed too much to like religion like that. But I do remember, though, the books that my mom used to give me were books about fairies and mystical stuff and, things like that, and yeah, I think my mom had something going on there that's was never really revealed to me. But she did baptize me both Protestant and Catholic, and that's not a common mix. So there's something going, like, I don't think my sister went through any of this. I did. My mom did put me through a lot of stuff like this about the fairies and, the Brothers Grimm, those stories. Just really good reading for a young person. And, the baptizing part, I don't understand. But as I got older, especially when I was on the road, I wanted to see the difference between Catholic and Protestant. And yeah, this is not a common mix. This is not common, like, they don't belong together. And even I had gone to some churches while I was out there to ask them, because I was curious, why would my mom baptize me in those two different, and none of them had answers, like they didn't know. And to me, that's what helped me to understand that, oh, these churches, they don't even know their own history, because I had to look into it myself. Now, Catholic and Protestant, if you look something up, it has to do with the Holy War. These were two opposing sides. And if you go to a church, like, they don't even know that. Like, a lot of people, they don't even know that, because all they know is like the Bible and whatever's there, you know. But to be quite honest with you, I also found out that King James was a gay man, and he had issues with women. So that's why the Bible, I've always felt this way, though, even before I looked it up. I've always felt the Bible was sexist, you know. And then I found out about the Ethiopian Bible, and I'm just like, ooh, I gotta get one of those. But when I was on the road, I couldn't find it anywhere, and I wasn't able to buy things online, because I never did, because where am I gonna get my mail, right? I guess I could have done general mail wherever town I'm in, but I never knew how long I was gonna stay. Oh, excuse me. I never knew how long I was going to stay in that town, so I never ordered anything. Everything I bought was just straight out at the store, whatever I needed. So yeah, you know, like, that's why I study everything. And I'm sure if I probably showed anyone around here the kind of books I had, they probably will think, oh, she's a witch and No, I'm not. I believe in God, and I believe in the teachings of Jesus. I'm not a Bible person, because the Bible, the American Bible, is so whitewashed and so deceptive. And after meeting a lot of these Christians, good Christians around, it's scary. You know, they're scary, violent, and weird. So I don't trust the Christian faith. And all these other little string offs of the Christian Bible, I'm not into them either. You know, I do follow what I heard from a Mormon woman and from a Jehovah's Witness man about do my own work and do my own study. And that was the best advice that any religious person could have told me, instead of forcing me to want to go their way. I remember I went into a Baptist church one time. That guy, he was like, I don't even know if he was 20 yet, but he was a pastor already there, and he was trying to baptize me. I was like, no, I've already been baptized twice. Oh, well, you know, you're supposed to do it as an adult. Who told you that? Who told you that that's what we got to do? Like, and then I would get another contact. Oh, are you ready? No, I don't want that. I don't want that. You know, I was already baptized twice, and now you want to do it again? This is what I'm saying. Like, it's like these religious people out here, it's like a forceful thing. You know, my home is a church. It's my church. You know what I mean? But the difference between me and other people, because when I spoke to one guy, he was like, oh, I don't go to church, but I study but I believe in Jesus, and the God will protect me, and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I bet you anything that guy doesn't even open his Bible. All he does is talk about how God protects him and praise Jesus. Okay, well, how? Can you tell me about what you've read in that book can you even, anything? Because, like, I was able to tell him something, like, off the top of my head. And I was like, well, what describes you in the Bible? He couldn't even answer. He kept going in circles. And I kept asking, well, what do you know about this? And he couldn't even answer. So, like, people around here, they might have the Bible in their home, but they don't know what's in there. They're just going off of what people are telling them, or just, oh, you know. And I'm like, you know, you can tell me if you need a minute to look, because I don't know every single thing from there. But if I have a question, I'll look it up even online. What does the Bible say about this, that, and the other? And it'll show you several different things. But now that I have my own books, I'll read what it says online, and then I will go to my book, and then I will find out if it matches up, because half the time it doesn't. It'll say one thing in the Bible, in this Bible, one thing in a different Bible, and then online it'll say something in that Bible. So like all of these Bibles are like so against each other, like they don't even want to they don't even want to word it the same. That's how like separated it is. That's why I got the Ethiopian Bible, because I found out that's where the original Christian Bible came from. That King James pulled out all this stuff that he wanted in there. And of course, remember, King James was a gay man, and he was against women, and he made Marie Magdalene look like she was a prostitute and a whore and all that. But then when you look it up in other places, that's not the case. So you kind of see where I'm going with this now. I haven't read it yet because I've seen the movie and I've read other things about it. I have this book. This was hard for me to find too. I can't wait to get into this one, but I got that book first. So I have, St. Mary Magdalene. I'm going to get to this book too. I had to look all over for this. I didn't order this online. I just happened to be in a place, and hold on, let me set this down for a second. I happened to be somewhere, and I called the store, and they had some books on it. And I went in and I found this one, and I was like, oh, okay. Also, at that store, that's where I got the frankincense and myrrh, Chica, come on, babe. Oh, she got stuck out there. Hold on. Hold on, babe. Hold on, babe. Hold on, babe. You got stuck on this thing. I'll help you, baby. This is this little thing here. This is in the way. I don't know. Chica. Oh, I know what you did. Hold on, baby. Come here. Come here, Chica. Chica! No, babe. She's scared. She doesn't know what to do. Chica. Okay, go. She kind of wrapped herself this way. I'm always afraid to take this off her because what if she takes off? But no, she want to go inside. Anything good under there? No. They like to sit under there because it's cool. And she likes to sit outside, so. All right. Okay, baby? Are you okay, babe? Okay. Anyways. Little excitement for the moment, right? So, yeah, the religious thing is so weird, I have my own beliefs, And yes, people probably think I'm some kind of way because I read the tarot, but the way I see it, if you have a strong belief, you shouldn't fear any of this. You shouldn't fear any books. You shouldn't fear, because to be quite honest with you, I believe that everything I have is made by God, is from God. Obviously, right? The wood, the chair, the fabric, everything comes from the earth, so it's from God. I appreciate all that. And even a book like this is from God. Because why? The paper from this book, God grew the wood to make the paper. So, everything is a creation of God. To me, just to me. All my tarot cards up there, creations from God, As long as you don't use it in the wrong way, right? Like the cards claiming that, oh, the messages are from God. No. The messages that come from those cards are from the reader's personal experiences. Because you can't be like a baby that comes out of the womb and all of a sudden, oh, you get visions and you can read cards. No, you have to study that. You have to have been through life experiences in order to come up with these stories. That's why it's so funny when I watch the other readers and they're all, I'm getting a message. You're getting a memory of something that happened to you in the past that you're putting forward in the cards, and you're claiming it's from the divine or from God. No, that's where people get it wrong. And I've noticed a lot of, I also noticed online somebody was like, oh, I don't read tarot cards anymore because of evil, demonic. Well, it's probably because you're using it wrong and things are happening bad for you because God doesn't want you to use his or Jesus or anybody's name when you're trying to explain something, because they're not messages from God or Jesus. They're messages from your personal life experiences, and you know how to read cards. People don't get that, though. I've noticed a lot of readers quitting and not, when you go online and you claim something is from God or Jesus or whatever, like being a false prophet, right? Then things are not going to work out for you. You're going to feel like, oh, I can't do this. It's not good for me. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I mean, I have a handful on my tarot channel, but I'm not trying to grow it to gain any kind of finances or anything off of it. I do it because I enjoy it. Usually if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So I try to keep up, and I only do one reading a day. And on occasion, if I go for a walk, I might listen to a reading if I don't want to listen to music or whatever else. Maybe I want to listen to something else. But like when they start talking about, oh, I'm getting a message from the divine, I turn it off, because it's like you're getting a message that only you know from your own life experience. I don't know. It's weird. I've come to learn about that, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to do it my own way, which is never to say that the messages are from God. They're not. They're just cards that come out. I can read it, and I can place it into a story format, and hopefully I can find some advice, right? And I feel like anybody who is like, oh, I've been spiritually attacked. Well, maybe you shouldn't be doing the wrong thing, like claiming that the messages are from God. Because if you're calling it like the divine or source, what is the source? What source are you talking about? That's kind of like one of the reasons why I don't like to do anymore. I don't like to do readings of passed on loved ones, because I used to do that and they resonated with people, but then I stopped and I was like, ooh, what if I'm not talking to the loved one? Maybe I'm talking to something evil. So I don't do that anymore, even though that could all be in my head, because I feel that I'm protected, that because my faith is so strong, not the Bible-y faith, just my own faith, that things happen for me, and God didn't put me on this earth to go through what I went through to just suffer. No, I was put through the things in my life so I could learn from them, share it with others, and uplift others. That's how I use it. So, and then you see people, they're followed, like all my favorite readers I used to watch in the past, they're not even online anymore. Like, where are they? Like, they don't do readings anymore. I don't see advertisement. It's like they've been wiped off. It's like they gave up, but they probably did it to capitalize off of it. And, I'm not. I'd rather just try to do a reading because I want to keep up on it, and also try to help anyone who stumbles upon the channel. Like, I don't advertise, I don't tell anybody, because why? Like, if you find my channel, you're lucky. And hopefully I can uplift you or motivate you to do better. I'm not trying to grow the channel too big or too much. I keep feeling brushes against my shoulder and my chest. It's like a feather or something, and I believe in, energy transfer. I believe in passed on loved ones, and, I believe that, there could be someone or something floating around, or maybe my ancestors around me. I'm okay with that. It doesn't scare me. I'm okay with it, plus, because I know that I do good and I help people, best I can. I don't expect anything in return, and I'm grateful, I'm grateful, even to the people who have hurt me, because, I don't bother with them. I let God take care of that. You know what I mean? Like, I always say it on the tarot channel. Like, if you don't, if you do bad to people, you're going to get bad back. And if you do good for people, you're going to get good back. Whether it's like health or being stable or just being grounded. It doesn't always have to be money. Everybody's so fixated on money, but with the way things are going now, I mean, you can't survive without it. And that's why a lot of people are suffering right now, because money is the root of all evil. And that's what's taking over the government right now, I guess. Anyways, I'm talking a lot, 25 minutes. But I just wanted to talk about the new book, and I guess I got thrown off with other things. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. If I think of anything else, I'll come on here. It's hard to be excited about the house because it's so boring right here. I have to find things to do. Reading is good though. I love reading and I love cooking and I love exercising. So those things are still good. I just kind of I'm that kind of person that gets tired of something really quick, and being in this house, I'm kind of tired of it. It's so hot outside, but I don't want Brian to be all heated up, because normally I'd be on somewhere else in the United States where it's cooler. But because we're stuck here in Texas, I don't want my dog to suffer. So I'm kind of waiting for it to cool down too. Next month's supposed to be cooler. I don't know. We'll see. The weather is wacky now, and we have no accurate weather reports, and it's a danger for everybody out there right now. So what a disappointment. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I'm Mona. This is Chit Chat, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.